Alright, as we get into the game, you see my opponent's top three is Eric Rowe, John Randall, and Quan Alexander. And then for myself, we got Doug Baldwin, Gronk, and Jamal Adams, just like the last video. So no intro for this gameplay, guys. Just a quick, gameplay for the Sunday because, really not much else going on since football season is over, sadly. But hey, you know what? All good things have to come to an end eventually, right? It is what it is. It's how the world works, the way of the road. Anyhow. For first and 10 here, he goes to tight end attack. We're unfortunately not there with Jamal Adams, but Quandre comes over and gets the knockout. So second and 10 after that. We call it cover 6. Now, me personally, would I call my cover 6 my match coverage, or for the most part, what I would like to do is try and flip the play a little bit to keep the numbers favoring like the quarter side, you know what I mean? Like, that way I could keep match coverage turned on a little bit, if that makes sense. But here he actually just hands the ball off. Now this guy had a lot of interesting things about his offense. He had a lot of motion. He was doing a lot of different variations of concepts and concepts and play calls. And I actually did think his offense. I actually liked this guy's offense. Like, one of the few offenses I can genuinely sit down and say was actually a fun offensive scheme to go up against, because, very often do you see guys playing like bunch and tight offset, or we're going tight and shit of that nature. You might see the occasional bunch X nasty under here and there, but for the most part you just see the same shit over and over again. So it's actually a treat and actual joy to go up against somebody not doing that same shit over and over and over again, and also enjoying doing different things in general right there. Unfortunately, we do not get the lurk with Cam Chancellor, so we do bring up a 4th and 7 here on the opening drive, I believe. He fires this over the middle, but he just throws it out of reach of the receiver, so we take over turnover on downs from the 27-yard line. So definitely a very interesting game. Like, this was a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of chess match back and forth. Had to do a little bit of thinking, and not getting frustrated. Right here, we go to a play action, deep curls. We find Baldwin. I like that play a little bit. I've been getting more and more running that play into my under center, like for some of the plays I call. Here I motion over Baldwin just to Bolden, my apologies, just to get an eye on the coverage to see if I can actually throw this, and I actually do. We get the touchdown. I love red zone threat, man. This is why I still have Metcalf on the roster. Even though, yes, he is a little bit outdated, I will not disagree with that. And I do think he needs another card relatively soon. Metcalf is still usable with his 96 speed and his 1 AP red zone threat. I think it's just fantastic overall. So yeah, Metcalf will be for me, and hopefully we get another card soon. But sadly, no Tyler Lockett coming this at least tomorrow. Hopefully we do get one very soon. I'm getting annoyed at this point that we do not have a Tyler Lockett. He hasn't gotten a card since October with Most Feared 3. So right now Lockett is basically unusable, as Wagner unfortunately does not break that up. I think I went to play the ball there instead of trying to just hit to play the receiver. So first and 10, go to cover 3 here. We're trying to overload the box, like the Legion of Boom guys. We do get 3 yards on that. He does get 3 yards on that, and it actually does take us to the end of the quarter. But yeah, we still need a Tyler Lockett card. We actually do need another receiver hopefully soon. Devin Hester, I think is good, but I'm not playing Devin Hester because he just didn't play very much for the Seahawks. And even though, yes, I'm kind of slowly but surely giving up on my rules that I had that were inspired by W, because I think his rules are cool, but for me personally, especially with the way this game is strictly about abilities, and having some of the best players in the game being so ability focused, you really can't afford to not have good ability players that can be on your theme team at this as well, right? So ultimately, that is why I am slowly I'm using guys like Anquan Bolden, because he does get free short and elite, which is very, very helpful for the offense. As well as using guys like Deion Sanders again, who gets the 1 AP pick artist. I know DK's out of position does, but DK's out of position really isn't that good. Probably his golden ticket, when he does get one, is we're just short there from picking up the interception with Ernest Jones. But once DK does get a golden ticket, which I do think he'll get one, I think some people will definitely want to make that DK cornerback, because a lot of people were making, I think DK had he had a wide receiver last year for the GT. I know he had a he had an out of position cornerback as well for Zero Trail Part 2. It was Madden 21 where someone made a DK strong safety golden ticket, and And again, to be completely honest, I would not blame someone for doing that, as he does actually get into the end zone here on this drive for a touchdown. Unfortunately, you see me getting upset. I called dollar on this play, and I was just getting annoyed because, dollar seems to work against me, but for some fucking reason it doesn't work on, I can't run against it. So, but, I mean, hey, it is what it is, right? Like, I can't really control that. So, I go to my PA boot sale. The coverage downfield is pretty good, so we just, throw the ball to, Greg Olsen on the delayed zig. So 2nd and 3 here, trying to find, maybe trying to find a little bit of a quick out, maybe, deep down the field. But we do try the deep shot, but Baldwin does get the pass broken up. So we go to a 3rd and 3 here now. Motioning over Anquan, just, again, idea of the coverage. It actually ends up being, I believe this ends up being a cover 3. Yeah, it does end up being a cover 3. We find Bolden on the curl route. We get the completion, man. I need to remember to start using more motion in my offense, because especially if people are not base aligning, which I think is a mistake as a defense. I think you should be base aligning every play, as it does make defense a lot harder to, makes offense a little bit harder to not only figure out what coverage you're in, as they do have to make post-snap reads, but it also makes things, gives you a similar look, so your opponent cannot, so you can't figure out what your opponent called pre-snap, whereas if you don't base align, obviously there is that. As we try the high ball to Baldwin, he actually catches it, but gets knocked out of bounds, so we are up at a 4th and 3 right here. Again, trying to get a quick throw. I want to try and get some points before half. We do get a good pass to Doug Baldwin. He does stay in bounds, so we have to call a timeout here. Now, this was just a bad play by me overall, but also was just, a sad reality. Now, I do double team the interior defensive tackle, as I thought he was going to user it. He actually doesn't, though, and the left tackle, Jordan Mailata, just completely just does not block him. You see right here, we're zoomed in, yada, yada, yada. So right here, I don't know what happened, but he just does not pick up the edge, and he just ultimately gets the sack. So, yeah, bit annoyed on that. I probably should have, once I had double teamed the John Randall, I probably should have shifted the line over. We try a field goal, though. It's a 60-yard attempt, but unfortunately it bangs off the crossbar and does not go in. So we're actually tied at 7, but we do have ball, so that's not a bad thing. So outside zone with K9, we cut it back, get 7 yards. Definitely was a lot more run focused this drive, as right here we actually did get a bad pass lead. I'm actually shocked I did not get intercepted on that. The pass lead on that was absolutely horrendous. Right here again, motioning over Metcalf. A lot of similar things, that I was doing with the offense. Here we go to a handoff, and he wasn't Dollars, so, Dollars just good run defense, that, like I was talking about earlier. So right here, we actually find Baldwin on the sideline here. He does actually hold on to the ball. That was actually an incredible pass there. I did think I missed Metcalf on the sideline on the other side of the field, so that's my own fault. Right here, we try to hand it to Marshawn. He gets about 2. So 2nd and 8 here, we do go to a read option. He actually plays the read option pretty well with his defense. So 3rd and 6 coming up. After that, we do go up to the nice quick game with Packers outs, as it's called. We've put Matt Lynch on an angle route. We do pick up the 1st, so we're at 1st and goal from the 7. This time we hand the ball off to Kenneth Walker. We do find a crease, and he does push his way forward into the end zone, and we are taking a 7-point lead right out of halftime. Good drive to start the half. I love those drives out of half that can get a score, especially when you can double up on points. And the big cherry on top for me is when I like those drives out of half, is those drives out of half that take a long time. Say for example, that drive takes 4 or 5 minutes, 3-4 minutes. I absolutely love those, because it puts my opponent in a difficult situation, because now they have to be really quick, because by the time they get the ball back, more than likely it's near the end of the 3rd, if not the beginning of the 4th quarter, and they're probably down 10, maybe more, so they got to score quick, and then ultimately I can just control the game from there, and turn on chew clock and then put the game out of reach, yada yada yada. 4th and 3 here, he does motion over. I think he was trying to think if I was in a cover 3 or something. I actually do shade underneath, but have Sherman on the soft squat on the outside still. I think I put Jamal Adams on a curl flat, but he unfortunately falls for it. He does not think that Deion Sanders is going to be there, but he does, or he thinks he's going to have the quick flat, but Deion picks that off and takes it back for 6. So big stop there. Yeah, definitely wanted to get a good stop on that drive, because now we're taking a 2-possession lead at the start of the 4th quarter. Right here, he throws the quick flat to David Njoku. Sherman gets a nice tackle. on that. So 2nd and 7 here. He tries again to the quick out, but this time Tariq Woolen is there to pick that one off, and he also takes it back for 6. And that was the end of the game. He ultimately quits after that pick 6. So with that being said, though, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. If you did, leave a like below, and also subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Tomorrow, I am pretty certain will be a Patriots theme team gameplay with a new Junior Seau. I do need to get in touch with the account holder. I'm pretty sure he's okay with me using it tomorrow. I'll have to wait and see, but if anything does come up, guys, it will be posted on Twitter. Link in the description. As well, guys, I do have my gameplays that I do grab. You guys see, they are from Twitch, which is also linked in the description. So if you guys are new to the channel and do want to go follow me on multiple platforms, Twitter and Twitch, also TikTok. I keep forgetting to mention that the TikTok is also in the description as well, guys. So, but with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.